Hey, Namaste, Goddess. Welcome to episode 78 of In the Flow of Magic, where we're taking midlife goddesses from burnout to bliss. I am your host, Vivine Williams. I'm a yogini, a licensed massage therapist, a mystic, a former professor who healed from burnout, homelessness, and anxiety during that low point in my life where I left academia, and now I coach women primarily on meditative practices, mindset, and manifestation. So today's short episode, I hope you are doing well despite the stress of the coronavirus, whether you are an essential worker and you're able to continue working and dealing with that, or whether you are at home, isolating, quarantined, and just sort of waiting for this to blow over to help flatten the curve. So today I'll just be sharing with you, actually, if you are at home and not feeling calm, I would recommend you go back one episode to episode 77, which is a meditation for calm during the coronavirus crisis. And it is doing very well on YouTube, and it is here as a podcast as well. And as always, if you'd like to find me, my website is intheflowofmagic.com. So today I'd like to talk to you about mindfulness and what I believe is the best meditation for dealing with fears, for staying calm, the best meditation for staying calm during this crisis. And specifically, a workshop that I am leading, and it actually starts tomorrow as I'm recording this. So it's a bit short notice for my podcast listeners, but very likely I will run it again. So I led into sharing this workshop by running a seminar. And in the seminar, I discussed why I think this particular form of mindfulness is best for calm. And first, I just want to say what mindfulness is. Mindfulness, a definition that I use, is that it is being aware in the present moment of what is happening, what you are doing, what you are thinking, what you are feeling, basically just really being present. So you're in the present, being present. An additional aspect of mindfulness is that it is a non-judgmental, kind presence. It is not a judgmental awareness of what you're doing. That wouldn't be mindfulness. Mindfulness would, in fact, be aware if you are judging yourself in the moment. Mindfulness is like a step up, being aware of that judgment or whatever emotion you're feeling. So the mindfulness is a little bit removed and very kind. It's sort of a kind, loving awareness of what is happening. And so the benefits of mindfulness are many. There are many, many benefits to being mindful. The biggest overarching benefit is that you will literally be present for your own life. I'm sure some of you have experienced this to one degree or another. You may have experienced this, where you did something and you look back and you realize you really don't remember doing it. It could be something as simple as driving your car or making something, maybe making a meal, or anything, any project where you come to the end of it and you really can't remember what you did. In some cases, this could be a whole period of our lives where we're just not aware of what happened. That actually happened to me when I was deeply depressed after I left academia. There are really months, I would say, where I just really looking back, I knew where I lived. I knew that I taught one or two yoga classes weekly. But other than that, it was as if I was, things were just such a blur. So there was a lack of mindfulness, and that can be a healing space to be in when we are recovering from trauma or shock. So I'm not talking about when we are in that sort of deep state at the bottom, where it is almost a protective mechanism. I'm talking about more where you're going about your days, going about your life, but without being aware of what is really happening. And so the best meditation that I recommend, the best type of mindfulness practice is, especially if you're a beginner or someone who I would say has lapsed with meditation, is mindfulness of the breath. That, along with a body-based practice, are what I would recommend and what I am teaching in my course, the Quick Start course, which is called Mindfulness for Stressful Times. And that is on my website, intheflowofmagic.com. So I recommend breath awareness meditation. And there are a couple of reasons for that I want to share with you. So the first reason that the breath is an ideal focus and really the base that will just take you to really great heights is because the breath is always with you. So we can meditate on almost anything. We can meditate on a visual image. We can meditate on a sound or a mantra. There are many different types of meditation, but because the breath is always there, you have a ready object, is what we call it, an object that you can go back to. And so you don't have to go create it or look for it or find it or think about it. Your breath is always there. That's the first reason that it is an excellent mindfulness meditation to really become grounded in. The second reason is that meditation on the breath has an automatic calming effect. So because the breath is so tied in to our nervous system, once you start meditating and using the breath as the focus, you automatically, over time and with practice, just naturally find that it has a calming effect. And my Buddhist monk teachers would say even a purifying effect. And I've actually seen it myself, literally purifying the body-mind. An example that comes to my mind right away is even, say, over retreats. If I would do a 10-day retreat, I would find that my skin would get clearer. I would start to have a glow because the body-mind, it literally is, the idea is that we're clear and bright and like stainless. The mind is like a clear mirror. But you can imagine if you left a mirror up in an attic, a very dusty attic, an attic that had mold, it had water dripping in, and so that mirror would become very, very dirty, right? It wouldn't reflect clearly. And so our mind is like that mirror. And so meditation is the act of cleaning off that mirror so it goes back to that pristine, clear state that simply reflects back and sees whatever is in front of it. So that is a really good metaphor for mindfulness meditation in general. And so that's another sort of reason that the breath awareness meditation is, it has a purifying effect on the body and the mind, the emotions. Because as we're staying with the breath, calmly abiding, things are basically come up, and without much effort, at a certain level, they sort of dissipate. Because in fact, you're not creating more stress, or to use that mirror analogy, you're not creating more dirt, right? More dirt isn't being added to the mirror because you're at that point where you're just cleaning it off. And maybe you've taken it out of that space, that sort of dark, dusty space. And so the mindfulness has that purifying effect. That's the second big reason that I recommend it at this time of crisis and when we are very stressed. Let's see, there are many other reasons. I guess the final main reason that I would mention here, why mindfulness of the breath is so key, is that, again, it does bring a calm. When we focus the mind on one thing, And again, that can be different things, but as I've said, this breath has those two factors going for it. So once we have those two positive factors, and then focusing on the breath, it's always with us. It has a purifying effect, and it brings calm because it's just one thing. So it's like we bring the mind back over and over to the breath, and that has a very calming effect, and it increases our concentration, I should say. So it's not just calming in the sense of the mind becomes what we call one-pointed. Instead of the mind being scattered, it becomes very like a laser beam, more focused, but with a sense of ease, not with a sense of strain, because that can happen as well. And that is not the ideal type of concentration. So it's a type of easy, relaxed, alert concentration. So I highly recommend working with breath awareness, getting really grounded in it. And I just want to say there are so many different meditations being put out there by folks who really don't practice very much or have not had much training. And so there's a lot of fluffy meditations out there. So the awareness of the breath, mindfulness of the breath, is an antidote to all of those because it gives such benefits that then any type of meditation that you add on to it later, you're going to have an easier time of it. So that is what I will be focusing on in my course. It's a 2-week course, the Quick Start course, and we will learn how to do mindfulness of the breath, and then we will take it a step deeper and find out how to begin to work with the mind and whatever arises. So it's a focused, the 2 weeks is very focused on this type of meditation, but giving you some real depth and giving you some practice in it. And if you are interested, there's still basically about 24 hours open at this point to register, but you can always go to my website and get on my email list so you know when the next round will happen. So this round is starting tomorrow, Monday, April 13th, and there is still time to register, and the price, I have set it at this point, is very reasonable, especially because so many people are feeling so unstable right now and economically unstable. And so go ahead and check it out at intheflowofmagic.com, and you will see a button on the front page if it's actively running, and if not, you'll see a way to sign up for my e-list to be notified of any programs that I am teaching, and when they begin, you'll be the first to be notified. If you would like to work with me, I do work with women mostly. I'm open to working with men if the program, one of the programs I do, Goddess Training, is currently only open to women. But if it's private coaching, which is all online, open to men and women, you can get in touch. You could use an email assistant at intheflowofmagic.com, and we will get back to you to answer your questions. And feel free to hop on a free call with me. It's called a Clarity and Calm coaching call. And what it is for those who are interested in coaching, we basically just find out if we're a good fit. I listen to what is going on for you, and I definitely give you some tips and then share with you if my coaching might be appropriate. I'll share a little bit about it with you. And so that is also available on my website. Much love, namaste, and continue to take loving care of yourself. If you'd like to check out my YouTube channel, I have many meditations there. It's Yoga Bliss Dance, 3 separate words, Yoga Bliss Dance. And that is on YouTube. And that you will see playlists with 5-minute meditations, really short, and some longer meditations as well. Stay blissed, stay blessed. Bye-bye.